The legal challenges keep mounting for former President Trump. Right now, it's events in New York and Florida that are making the most headlines. But another probe poses just as keen a danger. Former President Trump is facing legal battles on several fronts. On Wednesday, New York Attorney General Letitia James filed a civil lawsuit against Trump, 3 of his adult children, and the Trump Organization.
We are asking the court to, among other things, permanently bar Mr. Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, Eric Trump, from serving as an officer or director in any corporation or similar entity registered and or licensed in New York.
In her suit, James alleges that the defendants engaged in numerous acts of fraud and misrepresentation, stretching across at least a decade between 2011 and 2021. The core of her case is that Trump and the others named inflated the former president's personal net worth by billions of dollars. The overall effect, according to James, was to induce banks to lend money to the Trump Organization on more favorable terms than would otherwise have been available. A Trump lawyer quickly described those charges as meritless and as a ploy to advance James's own political interests. Meanwhile, the chain of events that began with the FBI's August search of Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate is continuing to reverberate. A judge in Florida appointed a special master to review all of the seized documents for claims of privilege, and she did so against the government's wishes. Still, at a hearing this week, the special master, Raymond Dearie, seemed skeptical of suggestions that Trump had declassified documents that still bore classified markings. So there's clearly rough water ahead there for the former president. But there's another legal challenge faced by Trump and his allies that in many ways hasn't got the media attention it deserves. And that's the probe in Georgia over attempts by the former president and his allies to overturn the 2020 election result. Georgia famously is where Trump, just days before the January the 6th insurrection, called Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger and urged him to find enough votes to overturn President Biden's margin of victory. Raffensperger, a conservative Republican, declined. The prosecutor in Georgia, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, last week caused a stir with an interview published by the Washington Post. Willis told the Post that the allegations are very serious and that people could be facing prison sentences if convicted. At least 17 people, including Rudy Giuliani, have been told that they are targets of the investigation, and Willis has suggested that more people could be added to that list soon. Trump hit back at Willis in a statement this week, complaining about Atlanta's crime rate and arguing that the DA was attempting to prosecute a very popular president. The issue of Trump's popularity, which is in any event mediocre, is of course irrelevant into probes into alleged criminality. Willis has suggested that her probe will go quiet for the month before the midterm elections, and decisions on indictments may be longer into the future. But reading between the lines, it seems likely that indictments are coming sooner or later. So while events elsewhere dominate the headlines, it's important not to underestimate the threat Trump faces in Georgia.